And with no further ado, time to start our featured presentation. Here on episode 55, we're going to be talking about how to unite data across Dremio, Snowflake, Iceberg, and beyond. And today we'll have Maeve Donovan, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Dremio, presenting. Maeve, the stage is yours.
Hi, all. Thanks so much for joining our Gnarly Data Wave today. My name is Maeve Donovan. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Dremio. And today we're going to be talking about how to unite data across Dremio, Snowflake, Iceberg, and beyond in this episode of Gnarly Data Waves. So let's start off by setting the stage for what's going on in this environment. Data is really everywhere. It's growing by the second, and it's really difficult to wrangle. Available solutions are costly and require technical expertise and skill. And we're seeing data teams increasingly be a bottleneck. And there's gatekeepers that have control over data access. Providers set traps to fixes that conveniently lead to vendor lock-in. And we see this across the whole data lifecycle, from data sources to warehouses to clients. This data lifecycle and management remains incredibly complex. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. And why this is so important, especially in the time when seamless data access is really needed. So let's talk about the challenge of data accessibility and analytics. Organizations want to empower teams with data at their fingertips and in every part of their business. They want teams to move quickly with data, but never have data be the bottleneck. But it's an accelerant to decision-making without the complexity and the curiosity tax often common in consumption-based cloud platforms. And we see these challenges come in four main arenas. First, with siloed data that inhibits discovery, analytics, and time to value. Expensive data access due to rising costs and increased demand, data size, and consumption models. Limited self-service, meaning users depend on data teams and there's lack of easy-to-use tools. And finally, with vendor lock-in risks. There's proprietary platforms and they limit flexibility and tool choice. Let's dive into each of those. So data sprawl across multiple platforms. What we see is, data sprawl across Snowflake and other sources prevents users from having access to all of this data, all of their data. Data sprawls across endless platforms, various data sources in multiple clouds and on-premise continue to be a huge headache for consumers and customers across all industries. Unified data access is almost impossible, requiring engineers to create and manage complex, expensive data pipelines to move data from multiple sources into Snowflake or other services for analytics. The same tool can't connect to on-premise or to all of the data sources. So there's issues then with that discovery as well as that cross-silo analytics. Diving into issue 2 here, the scaling analytics access to data can lead to high and unpredictable costs. Businesses rely on analytics to gain insights into every domain of the business and want all users to be data-driven. However, expanding analytics reach with Snowflake or other services can drive more queries that increase compute demands and inflate costs. So really that increased demand for data access that inflates cost and the cost management issues with consumption-based models continue to be a headache, whether or not you're connecting all of the data, but just within the queries you're running on the data that you can access. Jumping into our third issue, data users are reliant on data teams for access, causing delays in decision-making and innovation. So like we said earlier, there are big bottlenecks in this data access. Users encounter delays and limitations in accessing data as they end up relying on data teams to prepare data for analysis, which restricts the self-service capabilities that, we all are looking for our teams. This means that, this is more work on data teams and data engineers to pull and prep this data and get it over to data analytics teams, and at which time the data can be stale, no longer useful, or might not even have been the right queries ran in the first place, having the process to restart all over again, thus increasing delays and inefficiencies across the board. And then our last issue that we're really seeing is proprietary data management formats, which silo data access and ownership. This, in other words, vendor lock-in. Closed or proprietary data formats really increase the risk of organizations being unable to agilely access their data. There's inflexibility with those, and it means there's hard times when it comes to bringing the right tools for the problem due to that proprietary access. So why are we talking about this? Why Dremio? Dremio is the unified lakehouse platform for self-service analytics and AI. It empowers Snowflake customers to harness their data's full potential. By federating analytics across Snowflake, Iceberg, and other data sources, and combining that with an intelligent semantic layer, Dremio eliminates data silos. It ensures budget predictability by optimizing analytics costs and boosting performance by intelligently managing queried data. Here you can see 4 tenets of why Dremio addresses these issues that we've gone into by unifying data sources, having that intelligent and powerful semantic layer and SQL platform, while eliminating data silos and optimizing costs. And finally, enabling that self-service analytics that is so desperately wanted and needed within companies. So this is Dremio in a nutshell. It's unified lakehouse analytics without data copies or ETL. Dremio lets you leverage Snowflake along with the rest of your data across your ecosystem for unified lakehouse analytics and AI without those data copies or the ETL, acting as that unified access layer for all of your different shared data products across data domains and across your either cloud or on-prem data sources, really unifying all of this for data consumers, whether it be data scientists, applications, or BI tools. So here we're going from our challenges to our solutions, wrapping up this section in a quick summary. We talked about the issues of data sprawl and lack of unified access, but with Dremio, there is that unification of all data. Users often cannot scale cost effectively for that analytics, but with Dremio, you can optimize analytics. There's reliance on data teams for access. With Dremio, you have self-service analytics for all of your data, whether it's on Snowflake, Iceberg, on-prem, beyond. And then finally, that proprietary data management formats that customers and consumers are encountering out in the world. With that, Dremio is Apache Iceberg native and built upon Project Nessie. Let's dive into each of these benefits that Dremio provides. First of which is seamless data integration and unified data access. With Dremio, you can unify all of your data from Snowflake and all sources. You can easily unify the data lake, Snowflake, data sources, whether on-prem or in the cloud, with no data movement. This dramatically cuts down on data copies and enables better data governance and security. This hand in hand then reduces compute and storage costs as well, which brings us into cost, performance, and optimization. You can optimize analytics costs and performance, and maximize cost efficiency and enhance performance for BI and analytics across Snowflake data and beyond. Customers who combine the power of Dremio with Snowflake have seen huge savings on their analytics costs and continue to see so over time. With Dremio, there's self-service analytics, which means faster time to insight with these easy-to-use analytics. There's lightning fast, intuitive, and self-service data access across all your data, whether it's on the cloud or on-prem, as we've said, and from all the sources for faster times to insights. And then let's chat about future-proof compatibility with Apache Iceberg compatibility. You can ensure open and compatible data access while leveraging Iceberg with Snowflake and Dremio. Future-proof your data and analytics by building on Apache Iceberg open table format. Here on the right, you can see organizations who have all contributed to Apache Iceberg, and the community continues to grow, with it being one of the most diversely contributed to Apache projects. So let's talk about some real-world impact from all of these benefits. First, there's unified data access with virtualization and federation. You optimize costs and performance with reflections through Dremio. And you can enhance self-service analytics capabilities. Let's dive into each of these. First up, unified data access. Dremio allows seamless unified data access with virtualization, federation, and interactive analytics across all of your data, both inside Snowflake and out. Dremio spans all data, no matter where it lives, including data lakes and data warehouses, whether on-premise, in the cloud, or across multiple clouds. Dremio Snowflake connector, part of our broad connector ecosystem, lets you easily connect to data in Snowflake. Dremio eliminates the cost and complexity of ETL, enabling unified access to all of your data with zero data movement. And finally, Dremio's SQL query engine enables direct querying of your data lake and seamlessly spans across all your data sources on-prem, in the cloud, and at the same time. Efficiency gains around cost and performance. Let's talk about how Dremio optimizes costs and improves performance. It does this for serving dashboards from Snowflake data by minimizing the required Snowflake compute resources. Queries using reflections can perform up to 70% faster than Snowflake. When Dremio's reflection query acceleration is applied to Snowflake datasets in the platform, analytics on Snowflake data no longer rely on the push-down operations into Snowflake, thus lowering the costs and improving performance. Dremio Reflections transparently generates an Apache Iceberg version of the dataset, allowing all subsequent queries on the Snowflake data to use this reflection. This eliminates the need for Snowflake compute, optimizing overall costs. Reflections can be refreshed on a schedule or as needed, ensuring that the business has access to fresh and accurate analytics. Let's talk about that self-service analytics and how we empower users with Dremio. Dremio brings users closer to the data with easy-to-use self-service analytics. Dremio's universal semantic layer makes data discovery and analysis easy and intuitive. With a few clicks, users can build and share flexible and governed data views across dozens of data sources, making it easy to collaborate. GenAI-enabled wikis provide detailed data descriptions and context, so users can understand their data and put it to use. An intuitive, no-code UI with embedded text-to-SQL using generative AI lets all users analyze data on demand. Analysts can use their preferred business intelligence tools like Tableau or Power BI, and data scientists can explore and analyze data using notebooks. SQL developers can write SQL directly in Dremio. Because Dremio analyzes your data at the source, you're always working with the most accurate and fresh data, so users can always have confidence in the insights derived. And then finally, let's talk about Apache Iceberg compatibility. Dremio is Apache Iceberg native, as I mentioned earlier, so data is always yours, always open, and always compatible with other analytics tools, engines, and catalogs in the Iceberg ecosystem. With Snowflake's adoption of Iceberg, it's even easier to harness Dremio's Lakehouse capabilities, which enable data warehouse functionality on Iceberg. Snowflake customers can optimize their Snowflake usage and leverage the power of Iceberg with Snowflake and Dremio. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening today as we talked through how Dremio users with Snowflake are able to achieve seamless enterprise-scale analytics for Snowflake data and beyond, breaking down those data silos and optimizing for predictable and cost-efficient analytics spend, all with powerful self-service that delivers data directly into the hands of business. To learn more, feel free to hop on our website and look at some of our customer stories of customers who leverage Snowflake and Dremio together for great success, as well as our Snowflake solution page, and make sure to keep an eye out for additional content as we continue on. Thank you all so much for your time today. It was great hanging with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.